Good afternoon, Sanford, and welcome to The Source.
It's time to get your Sanford crime info direct and unfiltered. I am PIO Bianca Gillette, and I'll be filling in for Captain Paul Herks.
Hope you're enjoying that spring vacay, Captain.
Wish we were all that lucky.
Yeah. Currently, there has been a 14% decrease in crime year to date. We are also showing a 17% increase from last week.
The increase looks like it's due to an increase in retail thefts. We'll keep posting those attempts to identify bulletins in an effort to help identify those shoplifters.
Retail theft does not just affect store owners. Those types of crimes can lead to an increase in prices, which affect everyone.
Good point. Something we all need to be aware of, especially us since we love to shop, huh? Shh. So today we're going to do something a little bit different, and I'd like to introduce Officer Krupa from our traffic division. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Recently, we posted a video on our social media that captured, it looked like a traffic operation on 1792 at a crosswalk. Can you guys tell me what you guys were doing there?
Yes, that was a grant-funded FDOT pedestrian education enforcement operation that we were conducting.
So would you mind breaking that down for some of us that may have no idea what that meant?
Yeah, so we have a crosswalk at that, it's called a mid-block crosswalk. It's right in the middle of 1792. And we're getting a lot of violations of people not stopping for the pedestrians that are crossing through 1792 at that mid-block.
Okay. So I noticed when looking at our social media and some of the comments and responses, some citizens felt that they didn't have to stop there. Their understanding of the law was that they didn't have to stop there because the sign wasn't lit up, the pedestrian sign. Is that true?
No, that particular crosswalk doesn't have any lights because of how large the crosswalk is. Anytime there's a crosswalk and a pedestrian present that is attempting to or actively crossing the crosswalk, you must come to a complete stop and allow that pedestrian to cross the roadway.
That makes sense. So just to be clear, anytime there's a crosswalk and a pedestrian waiting to walk on that crosswalk, any driver should stop.
Yeah, anytime there's a crosswalk or where a crosswalk would be, you have to stop.
Okay. And so another kind of trending comment that we saw where some of our residents were describing that they're driving along that 1792 area and they're up to speed 45 miles an hour, and that they felt that they didn't have enough time to stop without maybe being rear-ended or something like that. So do you have any advice for those drivers?
Well, that kind of becomes a three-part situation. One, if you're familiar to the area, you know that the crosswalk is there. There's warning signs at the crosswalk and before the crosswalk just saying, hey, big yellow sign, crosswalk coming up. So one, that makes you aware. On top of that, if you're following too closely to another vehicle, you can receive a citation for that. If you get rear-ended, obviously you wouldn't be at fault for that crash because somebody hit the back of you not paying attention.
So basically just slow down, pay attention to your surroundings, and you shouldn't really be caught in that.
Absolutely.
All right, that makes sense. Do you think we'll see more operations like this in the future?
Absolutely. We are going to have some more grant-funded operations in the future. Next month, April 3rd, from 7 to 11 a.m., we're going to be in the area of Airport and 25th Street doing the same thing.
That's really good for everybody to know. So again, April 3rd from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., Airport and 25th Street. Expect to see some of our traffic unit out there doing some enforcement operations on those crosswalks. So thank you so much, Officer Krupa, for taking your time out today and going over some of these topics with us. They were really helpful, and I know there were a lot of these questions that you answered for our residents. So any chance you can give some of our residents a heads up as to where the traffic unit's going to be this coming week so they can maybe drive extra carefully in those areas?
Right. So the goal here is safe driving. So we're just going to let everybody know where we're going to be, slow down, pay attention to those areas. Just remember, we got officers in other places too, so it's not going to be a free-for-all.
Oh, so meaning you still have to drive safely everywhere else?
Absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense. So where will you be?
So with the school back in session next week, we're going to be in the school zone 1792 and 18th Street in Sanford Middle School. We're also going to be on Highway 46, the new 1792 corridor, Wednesday from about in the morning to lunchtime, conducting the move-over law. And finally, Park Avenue from downtown to 25th Street, we're going to be in that area conducting the speed limit, reminding everybody it's 25 miles an hour.
Okay, that makes sense. Just for clarity's sake, I'm assuming that if there was some kind of major emergency or a crash on the other side of the city, there's a chance that you guys wouldn't be in those areas at
Correct.
that time.
Correct.
That makes sense, just so everybody knows. Well, once again, thank you so much for being here, and I think that this went really well. This week I have to be a weekly occurrence with you guys from the traffic unit. What do you think?
Maybe.
Maybe no promises?
Yeah.
All right.
This next segment is a combination of our attempts to identify with officer hashtag, and it makes us go,
On March 1st, 2019, just before 5 a.m., these two unknown subjects burglarized the Sanford beauty store located at 2921 Orlando Drive, suite number 132, and stole numerous hair extension items. They were wearing masks and gloves and left the scene in an unknown SUV-style vehicle. Anyone with information regarding this incident should contact SPD. Hashtag anyone missing their hazmat suit? Hashtag hazmat hair, don't care.
On March 17th at approximately 6 p.m., we responded to Rosalia Villas for a reported robbery. The victim stated that two black males, approximately 17 to 25 years old, wearing dark-colored shirts, approached him, then pushed him and grabbed his gold necklace from his neck. The victim was able to get his necklace from the subject by grabbing it, at which time the subject started to hit him. Both subjects fled the scene on foot southeast from the location into the wooded area. In the process of fleeing, one of the subjects dropped the rose gold colored Apple iPhone on the ground. This image was on the home screen of the phone, which the victim positively identified as being one of the subjects who grabbed the chain from his neck and punched him.
Hashtag SPD found your iPhone. Hashtag did you miss your bedtime? Hashtag not how we accessorize. Well, that's all for this week's episode of The Source. Thanks for letting me guest spot for Captain Herc.
Anytime, anytime. Join us next week, and until then, keep it safe, Sanford.